This is the photo I'm going to draw. This is using two vanishing points, one on the left, one on the right. So typically you would start with the horizon line or eye level of the viewer while we're inside. Today I'm going to start with the corner of the two hallways. Now, our vanishing points in the picture are actually outside of the page, so I will not be drawing a vanishing point. I will just be pivoting from where the vanishing point is with my ruler. So I'm holding the ruler down at the very end and rotating. I want to make sure that I know generally how far outside of the page the vanishing point is. Anything from the left of that first line will go to the vanishing point left, and on the right hand side will go to the right. Now I want to make sure that I do have my eye level, my horizon line, so that my pivot point, these vanishing points, are in the same place. So now I'm going to get the right hand side of the hallway, the floor and the ceiling. So keep in mind the right hand side of this hallway is going to be longer. Now we do see a little bit of the main hallway on the left. We'll get that in a little bit. Now this angle ended up being a little bit too exaggerated, so I did fix that. I'm going to erase my first line. It's okay to make mistakes. And as long as you're drawing light until you get it right, you should be able to erase. So make sure you're not drawing too heavy, especially with linear perspective. There will be a lot of erasing as you go. So I'm drawing the ends of both hallways on the left and on the right. Vertical lines parallel to the end of the paper. Now this hallway we do see some pillars and we do see lockers. So let's look at that photo again. Okay, so we have 3 sets of lockers. I'm going to ignore the temperature station and just focus on the lockers. So I'm starting with the longest line first that's closest to me, and I'm going to get the pillar. So just like with 1 point perspective, we're going to have a section that sticks out from the wall, but we're using the opposite vanishing point instead of having a perfectly horizontal line. While I'm at it, I'm going to get the top of the frames. You know, we have some posters over here by the library, so I'm going to get the top and bottom of those frames using vanishing point on the left. Vertical lines need to be parallel with my very first one, or the edge of the paper. And these lines are very close together. There's not a lot of gap. And something doesn't feel 100% right. That's okay. Alright, we're going to get the top of the tile after we fix this little spot. Now, the tile comes up pretty high on the wall. We want to get the other side to match, so on the right hand side of the wall we need to line it up with the right hand vanishing point. Make sure we're starting at the same spot on the corner. Now we're going to get the lockers. The lockers are a little higher than the tile from this view. 3 sets of lockers, so I have 3 orthogonal lines on the right hand side. And remember, those lockers stick out with the pillar. So earlier I made sure that that pillar sticks out from the wall a little bit using the vanishing point on the left. I'm going to get the shape of the locker. These do stick out from the wall here. There's not a pillar blocking our view. The tops are angled. So here I'm getting all my vertical lines to make sure my lockers are standing up straight and to get my pillar. Now the lockers do stick out from the wall, so I'm going to create a new orthogonal line for the bottom of the lockers. Notice for the parts that are connecting to the wall, I use the vanishing point on the left. Next we're going to get the red tile. So I marked where the top and the bottom of the red tile is at the corner of these two hallways, and then on either side I'm using that vanishing point on the left or right to draw my orthogonal lines for this. Here's that photo of the hallway again. How am I doing? Okay, so we're missing a doorway to the library. This is the side exit. Remember, the door is taller than the tile, just like when we did this with 1 point perspective in our art hallway. Now, the door is flush, it's flat against the wall, so we need to use the vanishing point on the left to get the top of the door. And it should appear really skinny because it's far away and it's at a very exaggerated angle. Next we're going to get the rubber along the bottom of the walls. What do we call that? The floorboard? I forget. So something happened here. It got wider in the back, which is not supposed to happen, so I'm going to fix that. We're not going to draw all of the tiles on the floor today, but I do want to at least get those stickers on the floor that show which side of the hallway you're on. So for the left-hand side of the hall, I'm using just the left vanishing point. For the right-hand side of the hall, I'm using just the right vanishing point. And because it's a long rectangle, I'm getting both edges of that. And then for that straight cut right there, I'm using the opposite vanishing point to cut off the tape. So it should be at a diagonal there. Alright, so this is how to use 2-point perspective. I'll have another video with ceiling and floor.